you have your one child who's not old enough quite yet. You have number 2 on the way, but being this sort of unapologetic, unfiltered, full transparency, no judgment type of person, type of woman, right? When it comes to down the road, your kids are getting older and you have to have the birds and the bees talk with them. I'm curious how you're going to approach that and what that conversation is going to look like in your home when it comes to explaining the parts and what sex is and all of this with your own kids.
I love this. They're probably both going to be just so embarrassed by me because I'm just going to answer their questions. You know, like I'm not going to skirt around it. And I mean, even already, like my son is 3 and he talks about his penis a lot. And then like he's asked me, he's like, "Where's your penis?" And I'm like, "I don't have one." And he's like, so then there was some other time and he like accepted that. You know?
Yeah.
And then there was one time he came in the bathroom and he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm peeing." And he was like, "But you don't have a penis."
So you can't pee because you don't have a penis.
I can't pee. So I was like, "Oh, yeah, no, you pee out of your penis. Like I pee out of my vulva. Like I don't have a penis, but I can still pee," he was very relieved for me. I think that was worrying him. Like, what does she do?
How cute.
You know, I think that a lot of times with your kids, like, listen, it can be super, super awkward. But really, if you're, again, like present with them, they kind of guide you through it. And it's like, it's always going to be age appropriate answers. I don't think putting it on one conversation is the most effective. But creating an environment where we talk about these things, we don't shy away from it. I want my kids to know that even if it's something embarrassing or taboo or whatever, that they can come to me and I will give them an honest answer and I'm not going to judge them because I don't want them learning about, like, if they have a health concern, I don't want them to be learning about it from like so-and-so's older sibling.
Yeah. Or
right?
even
I want
worse,
them to act
WebMD.
or WebMD. I don't want them to learn about what they can expect from like having sex or being intimate or even just like making out with someone they really like. I don't want them to learn about that from porn.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather they hear that from me, that like this is something when like you like someone so much that it had like just saying it isn't enough and you want to show it in a physical way. These are options that you have.
Yeah.
You know, and for them to know that they have autonomy over their bodies and whoever they're sharing, they can then choose to share that, but that person has autonomy over their own body and they maintain autonomy over their own body, you know? So I don't know what it'll like exactly what it'll look like. But I do think I think they might end up like me. Like my mom answered everything pretty honestly. And then I told people, like someone else was like, I remember being at softball and someone was like, "Yeah, like, you know, the stork brings the baby." And I was like, the penis goes in the vagina. And like everyone looked at me and I was like, "What?" Like I was the weirdo, but I'm like, what do you? And then I told my mom, I was like, "What's this stork nonsense?" Yeah. And she was like, "That's what parents tell their kids when they're not ready to tell them what really."
Oh my God, that's so funny. Well, it seems like you're definitely planning to sort of practice what you preach, but I like that you're saying, you know, of course, there's still ways to tone it down to
absolutely
fit their age group, but we can call things by their names and it doesn't need to be this big serious, "Okay, honey, it's time we had the talk." You know, as questions come up naturally, feel encouraged and empowered to answer them and to give them vocabulary and to talk to them about like what they might feel and what they might be thinking, and how to make sure that they're safe and that they're okay, instead of being so like, oh no, you just don't have sex and then you're gonna, Mean Girls, like you're gonna get pregnant and then you're gonna die. Like it's just having the whole like, these are the possibilities, and here's what you maybe should avoid, here's what you want to think about, and still leaving it in their hands. I think so many people that I know in my life, like friends and like others, it's like, well, it was this taboo thing, so I just, had to figure it out, and then you have to learn the hard way. You can actually stop perpetuating that cycle by giving them that information in the upfront.
Absolutely. And that's like, I just want them to be able to make informed decisions.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.